Big question. It's a big question. What kind of stream do I even want to begin? I don't know. Wow. Could be anything. Could be arts. Could be crafts. I mean, it could be arts and or crafts. I mean, actually, it's going to be arts today. But, you know, that is a thing that we are doing. This is a little bit different from the normal Wednesday Hangout stream, where we do arts and crafts, in that Cleo is unable to join us today due to a migraine. She sends her regrets. But I'm still here, and I'm going to be doing some drawing for a little while. Let's make sure that we're actually live. Let's verify that via YouTube and Twitch real quick. We don't do a setting up stream thing for this, because I don't want the VODs to get copyright struck if I can avoid it. Since these don't end up in videos like the YouTube stuff, it's kind of more important that we don't lose our record of it. Hey, welcome Snowmeath, welcome Duskadair, Laura, Isemia. Let's see. How are we live now on YT and Twitch? Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and today we're going to be doing some work on better understanding Minecraft flying machines. According to the Minecraft wiki. And one of the ways that I understand things better is by drawing them. No intro song for the drawing streams, Titania Dioxide. We don't want to have, what do you call it? Copyright strike. So interesting. So this is a 3-step. Okay, so let's see if I can understand this image here. This is a little animation that seems to have 3 steps. So you've got 2. So it looks like if you're building a flying machine that goes only in one direction, you only need 1 sticky piston. So I was making this overly complicated a few ways. 1, I was using levers when I needed pulses. And 2, I was using all sticky pistons. So the piston's facing toward the direction of travel. So I need to define a few things first. Let's go ahead and figure out what a piston looks like, what a redstone block looks like, and what a slime block looks like. Okay. I feel like we can pretty easily say a slime block is going to look like that. That makes sense. Maybe we even shade it in a little bit. Boom. Now we have a slime block. So then let's say we wanted to figure out what a redstone block looks like. We're going to have some of those in our build. Redstone block is going to look like that. Now, we've got 2 types of pistons, however. So we are going to need different designs for those, for our key here. I figure maybe we'll go with gray and brown, like that, for a normal piston. Although maybe I should go with a lighter brown. Yeah, I'm going to go with the lighter brown, actually. So let's put the heavy brown away. And then gray and green for a slime piston. So we're kind of building our schematic key up here, right? So if you look at these, you can see slime block, redstone block, which granted is not very square, could be squarer. You know, I even have like tracing things. I could just whatever. It's fine. You get the idea. Okay, so to build that simple schematic that they've got, it seems to be a 3-step for this first flying machine. Okay. How does that work? Oh boy. Well, that's how we'll figure out how it works by understanding it. So, in the first frame here, let's come down here and let's put in a big ol' number 1. What is the thing define this as on the website? They call this... Oh, actually, can I drop this animation in here? It doesn't help much. Okay, let's go ahead and add a filter to that and crop it down. Crop. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and remove about 600, 800 pixels on that side. 900 pixels, maybe on that side. Just less than that, barely. Okay, going to remove the same on the right side. Going to remove 500 maybe up here. 500 on the bottom. Okay. So, this is what we're looking at right now. It's got 3 steps in its animation, really. And I don't think that I can actually pause the animation via Discord, or not Discord, via OBS here. So we're going to be looking at several different designs today and trying to break down how they work and why. So, this first one, according to the website, is a simple flying machine. Do they have a name for this? So, it's just called the simple flying machine. But that's a good one. Number 1, simple flying machine. I should really be using these dots more when I'm trying to figure out how to make my letters. Okay. Morning to Memphis Mora. Welcome, William Gray, Rosalind Seville, Son Spencer, Leon Raider, Huno, La Liberte. Welcome, Sapphire Smith. Welcome, Zephyr80, Dragon Watcher, Cinead 10, Valerie Rose, Bree Cat, Dragon Watcher 48. Glad you could be here, Nolan the Smith, Lucy the Bumblebee. And we've already greeted a few other folks. Welcome, Honey S. Quarkhead, Mahi Zero. Glad you could be here. Okay. So, Mahi Zero writes, slime blocks are considered solid and thus conduct power. So when the redstone is near a piston, it opens, but then it pushes away the power source and closes. And the next piston opens and pushes it back, rinse, repeat. Great. Sky9 says no observers. Not on this particular model. This is one of the simplest flying machines. We're going back to basics, right? We're going to learn how to do this from first principles. So then we can make our own and have it actually work. When I was trying to do it from, I was trying to build it based on my understanding of the principles the other day on the stream, and I realized later, I think it was Mahi Zero that explained to me that my problem was I was using power that was permanent with the levers instead of buttons. You need to have pulses for these things to work. Continuous power will break it. Now, observers are one way to get those pulses. Redstone blocks that get pushed away are another. Rosalind Seville says, is Cleo joining today? Cleo has a migraine and sends her regrets. So, for the simple flying machine here, let's see. It's going to start, if we want to make sure we have room for the blocks above. So let's go down a few lines here. It's going to start. So in the frame where okay. So interesting. So I'm guessing the slime block pulls it along, even though it doesn't have... So the slime block will pull it forward... No, it doesn't. Oh, wait. Hunter Colony says, in my opinion, observers are easier as they don't rely on bud power. Yeah, but we're trying to figure... We're not trying to figure out the easiest one to build. We're trying to figure out the underlying way it works, right? Son Spencer says, how does that flying machine even work? Well, so the redstone is conducting through the slime blocks. And there's one sticky piston in the middle, and there's two normal pistons on the side, right? Yeah, we have a lot of birds in Nashville. It is a very green city, and you get a lot of, I was going to say, or I guess, is urban wildlife a contradiction? But, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and say that frame 1 is where it is closed here, and then there's a gap. Redstone block above it. That one is also closed, but it's about to open. And then against it, there's another one facing out this way. Hey, welcome, Vestor Geek. Yeah, it's going toward the right as the sticky piston is pulling the left one forward. Welcome, Butterfly Girl. Or Kilo Minecraft? I don't know what that stands for. So yeah, the left piston is pushing the machine forward. Do you... Do you technically need the far right piston, or could you do this even more simply? Does this function without the 3 blocks on the side here? Okay, so when this redstone block is touching this, that extends this out to here, I think. And every time... Hey, welcome, Badger Spanner. Glad you could join us. Us is me at this point. Cleo is skipping today. She sends her regrets. Yeah, I think that the front is just an illustration of how you could do it if you wanted to push something. But I don't think the front is technically necessary. I think the frontmost piston is used for increased capacity, but not sure. Evil Ben says, I think you need those to trigger a block update or something. Oh, wait, you know what I failed to do? Was I failed to make it clear that this one's a sticky piston. So, let's... Yeah. Okay, so we have a sticky piston here. Slime block, redstone block, normal piston, normal piston. Without the front, it would just oscillate in place, says Mechanical Jackal. Oh, because it's conducting redstone through... Okay, so you need 2 redstone blocks in order to make that work. Okay. So when it's all the way over... Okay. So right now, this redstone block is powering this, which will push it away. Which will push that back to there. Okay. So that pushes that redstone block back down to here, let's say. I think I'm understanding this. This is the best way for me to learn. If I try to watch somebody's videos about this stuff, it'll just go in one ear and out the other. Everybody's got a different learning style, right? I mean, not everybody has a completely unique and distinct one, but like different people have different learning styles, and this is like the best way for me to learn something is to break it down like this. Okay, so I'm not expecting to immediately grasp this. My goal is that over the course of the next hour and change, I have a better understanding of it, right? So this one is no longer powered over here, so it retracts. That stays where it was. Donut King says, is there a special order you have to place the blocks, though? I'm assuming that this one here is the last one you want to place. But honestly, that's the sort of thing that we'll be able to reason through better when we... That's my gut instinct, is just looking at this. Wouldn't the back piston be sticky, too? No, because you don't want it to pull... When it retracts, you don't want it to pull the thing back. Okay. Hey, Malcolm Melon's away. Let's see. Is this for the sweepers? Yeah. We're trying to learn fundamentals here. Okay, wait. The front piston does not extend until the full machine has been pushed to the back slime. Yeah, we still need to put the back piston on here for this second step. So then, at that point, so then from there, we're going to have boy, okay. So then that powers this. Okay, I'm thinking I'm getting it. Next step is the sticky piston pulls the back piston one forward. Yo-yo or something like that says if the back piston isn't sticky, wouldn't it just get left behind? I think it still gets stuck to the slime block is the thing. So sticky retracts, pulling the left piston with it. Oh, I see now. Thank you. Yes. Because this is no longer powered, so now it pulls the whole thing back. Oh, okay. That's the next step. So this one over here is still... here, I think. Okay. Thank you, Hunter Colony, for that. Okay. So, then that is going to cause... So then we're going to have this one over here, sticky piston. Here. Remember that? So this one's technically still not retracted until this one fires, which then pushes the whole thing forward, and then that will... Okay. Okay, yeah. This is coming together. I'm starting to get it now. Bard says, just tuning in, knowing your mind is vast and complex, can you explain how using pencils and paper helps learn the art of flying machines? Because I'm trying to break down the order of operations in the redstone. If I'm watching a video, like this, even this little animation or somebody on YouTube, I'm not seeing the individual frames of the process. I'm trying to work through like how the code works. So, okay. At this point then, this one here is going to extend, which is going to move the redstone block over. I'm realizing that the length of the piston shaft might be longer than the space inside the piston. Well, no, because at this... Yeah, this final one is still going to be in place until that hits it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, you're right. Okay, so... But yeah, the piston shaft seems like it's a full block log. And it's recessed inside of 75% of a block. Does this flying machine still work? I'm assuming so. Yep, it's bigger on the inside, TARDIS piston. Okay. So, and then that... So we have 4 frames here. So then after this frame, we're back up to here, where this one extends out, this one retracts, and so on. So I think that we've... This is actually... I'm actually getting my head wrapped around this way better now. So I understand the pulses better. Drew Baca says, I think it telescopes. Hey, NJ. Rosalind says, this is quite helpful. I'm a redstoner, but I struggle to understand flying machines. Yeah, I'm glad that this is helpful for other people, too, because, like, it's... You know, breaking things down into diagrams is just... Like, some people are more visual conceptualizers. Oh, you know what? Speaking of showing people things, one thing I haven't remembered to do is show people that we have a tip jar. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah. Okay. So we've got this super simple flying machine. How many blocks can a piston move? So I know it can move 12 of them in a row, but how do the slime blocks affect that? Like, is it still 12 with slime blocks too? 12 total. Mechanics redstone piston circuits. Ooh. Mechanics redstone piston circuits. Mechanic redstone piston circuits. Yeah, slime blocks count as the blocks. Okay. So piston gate designs, ring memory, okay. Rapid fire piston clock. Edge detectors, double extenders. Okay. Dr. Rush says trying to design your own water clearer. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that, like, if I understand, like, I looked at some other people's designs to understand, like, that they're possible and get a rough idea of the concepts. So, okay. So that's why on the Moses design, the guy uses, the Milky Way uses iron blocks between the slime blocks so that he can have something that'll clear the water but won't stick to each thing. Because the thing about Moses is it's a modular design. So imagine then if we took this design here and we had like wings coming out on either side and underneath these slime blocks, right? That's a way that we could clear a lot of these quickly. Like, in theory, you could have some sort of branching concept here. Right? Viper says, Joe, when I read the notification, I was expecting a super flat ocean creative world. No? Okay. So, let's think about... So... There's a turbo engine here that lets you zero tick and you can have it move diagonally. But I don't think we need anything that fast. Okay, two-way extensions. Okay. Extensions can be used to create more complex structures like a train. Drivable flying machines. You have to place the player in a minecart, or stand on top of a honey block, or stand inside a composter. Okay. So, I mean, my goal is probably just to have this thing hit obsidian. Okay, I see a fancy two-way flying machine. I don't think we need a two-way one. I think I'm just going to build it on the one side and have it hit the wall. I'm not going to use Doc's fancy docking and lowering thing. This is super flat paper, yeah. Okay, so let's put our color palette pencils here. Evil Ben says, one benefit of this style is since you don't need to power the slime directly, you can replace them with honey and it still works, so you can tile them next to each other. But I honestly think you're going to want to use the two-way flying machine that uses observers. Yeah. Oh yeah, just as a reminder, we're on rotational camera today. Red Bee says rebuilding it for each step. Well, the thing about a flying machine like this is I can make it very tall. So, like, Doc's machine, in order to have it lower the way he does it, his machine is designed to scrape the water off one layer at a time because it's a, what do you call it? A world eater. He has to have the TNT duplicators work one layer at a time to avoid the TNT bouncing, right? And I don't have to worry about TNT bounce, so I can have my machine be taller. So rebuilding it for each step, it's like I might be able to do 1 or 2 steps. I might not need to rebuild it until after. So the thing is, I might rebuild it after I clear all the way to the highest feature, and then I'll dig out that hill or something by hand, and then rebuild it lower. No, Mahis, I didn't have access to a snapshot. Yeah. I didn't get into Minecraft at all yesterday. Or did I? I SSH'd into a Minecraft server. Does that count? But also, because I've never done this before, I like the idea of I build it, and then I refine the design each time I run it, right? Evil Ben says, then you can just put 10 slime blocks / honey blocks straight down from there and alternate honey and slime. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, is I could go much deeper then. So, does it have to be, honey blocks and slime blocks, though? I guess... Yeah, okay, so honey blocks and slime blocks won't stick to each other, but they'll stick to themselves. Is that how that works? Bart says, what do you want to use the flying machine for? I'm trying to clear the water under the pinball table. Thank you for the kind words, Kitty Cassidy. Okay, so if I didn't have a lot of honey... Let me see if anybody's selling honey. Shopping. Prismarine shop. I illuminate. Copper ore. Tango has a farm. But yeah, so that's my biggest concern there is... You could make them 3 wide and only use slime, but they can't go as deep. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking is if I made them 3 wide and used like iron or you can use glass on the ends. If you do it right, you should be able to do 9 tall, 3 wide using that design. But only the middle row of each sweeper can be slime. Yeah. Let me just real quick ask, is anyone selling honey? To pay diamonds or barter. Thanks. Okay, so in theory, if this is, let's do some math, okay? So our water area, we've cleared out, it's 114 blocks of water we need to sweep, right? So if we need to sweep 114 and we need to alternate slime blocks and honey, that means we need okay, so 114 divided by 2 is going to be 67. So it's 67 columns. And if we're going 9 deep, 67 times 9, 9 times 67 equals 603. So that means we need about 10 stacks of slime. Well, let's divide that by 64. So we need 9.5 stacks of slime and honey at that point. Whereas if... What is the easiest blocks to break that you can attach to slime? Can you attach leaves to slime? Hey, Ryland, thank you for tipping one. Our first tip of the stream, who says, you must be on a paper MC modded server today. Not quite. It's more like, it's not really paper mache. It's just, I don't know. I don't have a good pun for this. Paper pad? I don't know. Leaves don't stick to slime. You need other slime. Okay. Leaves break if you try to push them. Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of, like, if we were going to have, like, one column of slime going down 3 blocks with wings on it, like the Moses machine, where the wings are, like, iron on either side. TNT is the easiest to break, but that's kind of risky. Plain old dirt. Oh, moss. Can you attach moss to slime? Wood and stone. We have a ton of wood. I think dirt would probably be the easiest to break with the shovel. Okay. Moss breaks. Netherrack is... Okay. So, from head on, let's go ahead and do an aside here. So, wing design. So, we're going to take... What does, like, one of these right here look like? So we're going to have a redstone block at the top. And then we're going to have slime block, slime block, slime block, slime block. So we got 4 slime blocks here. And then we would have, like, dirt. So we'd have, like, 3 dirt blocks here, maybe. And 3 dirt blocks here. I think that gets us 12 blocks, right? And then what we would do is we could, in order to get a 4th block of height, because we also need to be able to move the piston. So that gets us 10 blocks. Okay, so that gets us 9 blocks of water clearing down here. 10th block, 11th block, 12th block is the piston. So I think that that should still work. Wool could break with efficiency shears. Oh, that's a good point. I mean, I think dirt is plentiful, and we have a lot of it. Now, do one facing up on the first piston, wings on the middle piston facing down on the last piston. You can have 12, not counting the piston. Do we have to include the piston in the 12? I'm not 100% sure. But how many of these do we need to get across 114? 114 divided, whoops. 114 divided by 3 equals 38. So So 38 required of those. Now, if we did the alternating honey and slime design, we'd be able to go down 3 times as deep. But it would require way more valuable materials. We'd require 3 times as many pistons. We would require 3 times as many redstone blocks. We would require 3 times as many... well, we wouldn't require 3 times as many slimes. We'd require 1.5 times as many slimes, and... So we'd need... And we'd also need 9.5 stacks of honey blocks. So I'm kind of thinking... maybe... Evil Ben says, I just tried to build the alternating one with the honey blocks. Don't do it. It's a super pain to build without imploding the machine. Oh, that's true, yeah. Welcome, Ryer Tonic. Glad you could join us. Okay. So... Okay. I feel like this is a reasonably simple and straightforward design that... Like, one of the things I want to do here, too, is I'm not trying to build the most impressive flying machine possible in Minecraft. I'm trying to build one that a viewer could see this and go, oh, I think I could do that, right? Okay. Swap the bottom 2 dirt with slime and add 2 dirt blocks below to make the design virtually repeating. Oh, that's an interesting idea. William Gray, yeah, that's smart. But the thing is, I think, though... I'm not 100% sure... what if you do 4 horizontal and 3 deep, leaving the piston off center? Well, the thing is, we need to push... I think we need to push the piston too. So, well, maybe we don't. Okay, because this piston isn't in contact with this when it gets pushed. Hey, Miss Canuck, thank you for tipping 7. Woo! That is going to put us 12 away. Well, actually, wait. Oh, no, that's all right. We're not doing expansions today for this stream. We're doing rotations. So I forgot. Sorry so much. Apologies to Ryland earlier. I didn't actually remember to rotate. I was like, okay, that puts us 19 away from our first expansion. But wait, nope, no expansions. So we got 1 degree of rotation for Ryland here. I'm slightly more diagonal now. And then we got another 7 degrees. Woo! Do-do-do-do. For Miss Canuck. So that's going to bring us up to 8 degrees rotational, or angular, who says, good morning, hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks. Hunter Colony says, the redstone block doesn't need to go above the water line. Okay, yeah, you can't stick stuff to the redstone block, so... Yeah, okay. In theory, you might be able to put the redstone block in front of the slime block. But that, I don't think you really gain anything there. Okay. You could do 2 times 6 if you wanted. In theory. Okay. I mean, I really think... One of the things I like about this design, too, is I can build one of these. And just send it on its way. There's no reason I have to have this whole thing running at the same time, either. I could just be building these and firing them off. Right? Yeah. As long as I start at one side of the build, I could make them different depths depending on... So I could do some of these that are 2 wide and some of these that are 3 wide, depending on the depths that they're going down to. And I don't have to worry about them sticking to the one next to them if I haven't built the one next to them yet. Right? So I could just... Actually, wait. I could do the 9 deep one. What about the water refilling? That's why we have air blocks on the side, because I dug the trenches. So if we start on one side and just start building 9 high flying machines, we don't have to alternate slime and honey. We just keep going. think that should work. Because of the trenching we already did, we're not going to have fluids coming from more than one side, so the water would technically refill with non-source blocks. But then when we send the second pass over, Panpied Pid says, are you planning to clear out the water row by row or layer by layer? That's what I'm saying, is we're not constrained the same way Doc was with his TNT machine. And that's one of the things, too, is I want to really lean into the fact that we're not following the same constraints as Doc, right? So we could start on the left side and just keep going. Yeah, and we can reclaim the materials. It would be cool to see a big one-off, but this might be easier to do. Well, and that's the thing, though, too, is if I rebuild the machine, you might say, like, well, what's the benefit of rebuilding the machine 100 times? Well, I'm going to really learn how to build the machine, and I'm going to get ideas about how to build the machine better. And, like, I find that as a programmer, one of the things that encourages me to get better at automation is doing a task repetitively until I understand it and its constraints inside and out. And then I can design a better system, right? So we go through and we can experiment with a bunch of different ways to do this, which is better for the video anyway, because I could show, okay, here's the 3x3. Panpie Pid says, so you're saying a vertical flying machine that flies horizontally. Centauratron says, the better you know how to build it, the easier it'll be to remember if you need it again in the future. Exactly. You could build do a four-way machine and clear the water out in a spiral path. Oh, actually, see, now that we're talking about doing the 9-high one, building the redirect stations, I might be able to just manually push the thing over one and send it back. Or I might be able to, or push it over two. Maybe what I do is I have, there's a way to do this. Yeah, this type of machine doesn't go back. Yeah, no, you're right, Evil Ben. You're right. But now I see a value to doing a two-way machine before where when I was just going to have it be 3 high, and when I was going to have it be full width, I was like, I don't really see the value of, I don't really want to try and push the thing down 3 times. I guess I could, but, like, why? I'd rather rebuild it. But, like, if I'm doing it 9 high, but not full width, having it just raster print back and forth is kind of interesting. Okay. This is y'all are seeing, like, really deep inside my mental process of how I iterate right now. This is me talking through, because I started with something where it's like I always knew that having a two-way machine was feasible, but I didn't see any value to it in what I was trying to accomplish. But now I see the value, and I'm like, okay, let's revisit that. This is getting interesting to me. Like, I mean, it was already, like, theoretically interesting, but I'm like, I couldn't wrap my head around it until we got through this. Hey, Rex. How deep do the water spawning blocks go? It varies. So we're not going to worry about that. Sky9 says, can you draw it out? Yeah, that's what I think we're going to have to do next, is we're going to draw out the two-way machine. Let's see. So let's figure this out then. So the two-way engine that y'all are recommending, I see, do we want two-way engine A? It's got a dock? Oh boy. Hold on. Oh, because the dock is where it resets. Okay. Schematic gallery, Java. There's a two-way engine A, two-way engine B. Two-way engine can be made with as few as 6 blocks, 2 observers, 2 slime blocks, and 2 sticky pistons. In both cases, the direction of flight depends on which observer is updated first. Note that in the diagram shown, each observer directly powers a slime block. The dock is placed so that the trapdoor will cover the face of the incoming machine's near observer, which lets it send the machine back the way it came. So the thing is, I don't want to automatically send the machine back the way it came. I want to push the whole machine over first. And I can just do that with a manual piston. Hesitantly hopeful spread says, Joe, I do the exact same setup with colored pencils. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's a great way to think through stuff. Okay. Oh, Mahi's posted a whole schematic here. Sorry, I had the Hermitcraft chat open for a second because I was checking on the shops. So, so catching up on the live event chat in Discord real quick. Oh, people are complaining about the camera. Oh, I don't have the ring light on, and so it kind of throws off the lighting. Well, I do have the ring light on. It's just here. The ring light is pointed at this. I don't have a second ring light. Sorry. Okay. You could rotate the two-way engine A with slime block arms 90 degrees, and that would probably work. It would be cool if we could automate the process of pushing it over, but yeah, there's a way to make like a fully 3D thing, but yeah, the Discord chat is via Patreon. You get access to Discord chat via $5 a month Patreon level. $10 a month gets you on my Minecraft servers. We've got a flagship vanilla SMP, that just straight up vanilla jar type thing. We've got a few other variant servers. We've got a modded server with proximity chat and decorative blocks mod. We've got Everstorm server, which is a hardcore mode server where there's always a thunderstorm that resets every month. And every time it has slightly different rules or world gen, so you can try your luck once a month and see how you live and die. And then we've got a snapshot temp world in creative mode where people can mess around with the snapshot. No, I haven't added a mechanic that increases the color with donations. Although arguably that mechanic is the Beetlejuice, so maybe that actually Melvin's voice and that sounds fun. Well, it sounds so fun that we actually already do it. We just don't get there all the time. Okay, so if I'm looking at I can hang 8 blocks down to be 10 tall and 1 wide. If you alternate slime and honey, it can in theory go indefinitely. Gotcha. Okay, so I mean, I think for right now, I think that what I want to do is start with okay, so let me look at the two-way flying machine here. What is is there a name for the lowerer Like, I think, is that just a fancier... So, like, Doc M77 on his World Eater thing has a... he's got a mechanism that pushes the flying machines down before... maybe it's that thing with the pumpkins. I'm not sure exactly how it works. There's something where it ejects pumpkins. Yeah, Cleo has a migraine, so she's not a return station. Okay, so the return station doesn't just point it back the other way. It also drops its height. So what I'm looking for is something that would not only... okay, so let's say that we go with the 9x9 wing design. We need something... I'm going to use one block things here for that. So we can get 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So let's say that we just had slimes for the sweeper, right? We need something that can push the machine over one. And the pumpkins are just self-destructing scaffold. Okay. A flying machine that pushes the whole thing, including itself, down one block and restarts the sweeper. Yeah. So, I think what I could do is just have a line of obsidian. Oh, but I'd have to... Okay, so if I'm doing this like as a raster thing, where we're going like in a zigzag pattern, right? I could catch it at the other side with an obsidian block and then just manually push the whole machine over. And then send it back on its way. What I could do is, while I'm waiting for it to run, I could be building another machine. Okay. It doesn't have to be obsidian. Okay. What's a block that I could have catch it that's not obsidian? Like a furnace, maybe? If I need to push the machine that way, I need to limit how far it could hang, because the whole machine would need to be 12 blocks or less. Furnaces... Wait, glass? Does glass not get pushed? Lux Ferrer says anything if it's out of the moving cap. Oh, that's true. We'd be hitting the push limit, so it could be anything. Furnaces are good and cheap, says Manatee. Yeah. So is Carly Shane. Okay. Centauratron agrees that they're immovable in Java. Okay. A lot of people use glazed terracotta for this. Yeah, a lot of people are now jumping in on the push limit thing. Okay. Terracotta can be pushed, just not pulled or dragged. Got it. So yeah, it has to be the limit. Okay. Got it. I'm learning a lot. So... with the two-way engine, it would be too wide as well, which is interesting. When you're building the two-way engine, which way are the observers facing? I guess they're facing toward each other. The schematic gallery here... is not really super clear on the facing of these. But I guess the observers would have to face each other in order for that to work. And those are both slime pistons. Magrina says obsidian is not movable, period, so it's always a safe bet, even if something else breaks. Gotcha. I can build the engine vertically, too. The observer's face to power the piston. Okay, well, so I'm looking at this two-way engine A from the Tutorials Flying Machine schematics here. And it looks like there's no good way to copy this into... Is there a way to do a... like, limited screenshot in Windows the way you do on a Mac, where you just select an area and it only screenshots that? Yeah, that's why I don't want the return station to be automated for the first time. I think the first time we build the snipping tool, is that what that's called? Yeah, how does that work in Windows? Windows Shift S. Oh. Okay, where does that save that to then? Does that go to your desktop like on a Mac? Wait, save to clipboard. Click here to mark up and save the image. File. How do I save it? Oh, there it is. Save icon. I guess we'll just put that in pictures. And then I can drag that to OBS. We're learning so much today. Okay, so that's the schematic I'm looking at. Yeah, the thing is I need to have it as a file in order to drop it into OBS. I can't paste it into OBS. Okay, so this is the two-way engine A. So it looks like the observers go on top of the slimes. So there's like, we would have like, so where on this design we have redstone, we could have one that's observers. What would be a good color for the observer blocks here? To make sure they're distinct. Maybe black? So those are facing down with the dots going into the slime. When you keep saying dots, are the dots the red dots on the back, or are they the faces? Yeah. The dots are the back. Okay. See, I'm glad I asked. Okay, so the redstone has to go down. So, okay. So this one nice thing about this machine is that this machine can be too wide because the slime blocks won't stick to each other because these two columns would be offset. And I guess I could theoretically turn the pistons. If I just rotate the pistons on this, I can move the machine over and then fire it again. Right? I could rotate the piston. Okay, let's say that. Okay, so what I would do is once I hit the obsidian or the furnace wall, right? Let's say I've got the furnace wall at the end. I hit the furnace wall, the machine stops. Then I remove the observers, rotate the pistons, use buttons to pulse it over twice. Put the observers back on, point the pistons back the right way, and then put the observers back on. That would work, right? Because I don't want to put the observers back on for moving it 2 blocks over. For when I'm strafing the machine. Because then that would just go completely, you know, way too far, way too fast. I guess I could put it... I guess I could just put in another furnace or something as a catch, too. But I can push it with other pistons, too. Okay. So let's say that we've got this this machine, and it's got the pistons. Okay, so number 2. And this is the two-way engine A. So we're technically rebuilding the machine each time. Still. You can have a piston from above pushing down on the slime arms. So Hunter Colony says, I'm not convinced this is easier than rebuilding it. Well, we don't have to rebuild the slime blocks. We are technically rebuilding the mechanism. We're just leaving the print head in place. It is essentially rebuilding it, Hunter Colony. You're right. No, Cleo has a migraine and sends her regrets. Okay. Good early afternoon to you, Luke. Okay. If you do a spiral, you can only get rid of one slice at a time. As long as you push both sides at the same time, you don't need to remove the observers either. I think the problem with it is so I guess I could just if I'm building something to push the whole machine over, like if I'm pushing the machine over each time it hits the return, do I need to build the slime columns one shorter? Because I'm pushing it in a different direction. No, I guess I don't. Because each individual element that's getting pushed is still the same number of blocks. Rockin' to Robin says, Morton, YouTube thought I'd want to watch your first Hermitcraft episode. So I did. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, okay, so you're saying just push the whole thing over with 2 pistons and then send the thing going in the other direction. Yeah, we're not trying to do a spiral. We want to go all the way down, go over 2 blocks, then all the way back up. So we would be going from, like, north to south, and then move 2 blocks west. So we would go 240 blocks south, 2 blocks west, 240 blocks north, 2 blocks west, 240 blocks south, 2 blocks west, 240 blocks north, 2 blocks west. Evil Ben says each half of the two-way can't be more than 12 blocks, so you can always push it from the outside. Okay. Okay. That sounds pretty good. Okay. I'm feeling pretty great about this. I think that we've got a reasonable design in, wow, about 70 minutes. Okay. So, let's go ahead and just sketch this out. So the two-way engine A. has multiple layers. It has top layer, and bottom layer. And it's so the top layer is 2 observers and 2 air blocks. Oh, I kind of maybe did this poorly, but whatever. So we have observer, observer, air block, air block. And then the bottom layer is going to be slime directly beneath the observer, slime directly beneath the observer, slime piston, slime piston. Okay. I mean, that's not a lot of blocks. We can build a lot of them. Bard says like a horizontal moving receiver. Yeah, basically. Okay. Okay. Rokon Shimo says, for a while, I thought I'd be tuning into a Da Vinci stream based on that title. Yeah, not quite. Not quite. Yep. And so, if that's our engine, we can have a receiver that pushes the thing over. And I guess technically we could push the whole thing down manually too. Although that might be more effort than it's worth. I don't know. Make sure to have the pistons in a spot that won't have water flow in front of their faces, or it will break your machine. So, okay, well, if the pistons are stuck to the slime, oh, I see what you're saying. We can't have water flow over top of them. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the observers will be above the water level at any given time. Control's fine. Yeah, dot grid paper's great. Okay. So, this is the... So we're going to mark with our blue pencil here that this is for design number 1. That's our print head kind of thing. For design number 2, we're going to have the observer up here with the redstone dot pointed down. And we're going to have then the same 9 but we'll also have an offset one. So it's... I don't have a lighter green, but to indicate depth, but... So that'll be a... So that's going to clear out up to 20 blocks of water at a time. Okay. And we need to mark that one as layer 2, or number 2. Already, Bard. Okay. So, titanium dioxide says, now I want to see these in action. Yeah. I kind of do too. Maybe... I'm not sure how much more design work we necessarily need to do. I think we're ready to move into prototyping. I'm not really set up to do a Minecraft stream, though. But, I think we're ready to do the prototyping. So, I'm gonna warn y'all, if I launch Minecraft while OBS is running, it kind of, like, Minecraft at launch uses so many system resources, it kind of breaks the stream and causes some stutter. Are y'all cool with doing kind of a stream transition to a Hermitcraft stream? Mahi Zero says creative world go. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we could do a creative world. Yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of stutter while I launch Minecraft. Yeah, let's maybe try this in a creative world because I'm not really set up to record properly. We'll do this in a creative world first. Okay. So, should be launching now, although not sure if it is. Is it? It is. Okay. Encoding overloaded. Okay. Okay, so let's try something here. We're going to take the ring cam, we're going to go to filters, we're going to go to crop pad, and we're going to set that to 0. We're going to set this to 80. Okay. Okay, 531 on the left, maybe a little bit less on the right. Okay. So, we now have the camera, transform, scale to fit. Oh wait, we need to unlock it. Transform, fit to screen, oops, transform, rotate 180. Okay, so then we can slide that over here. Let's go ahead and remove that overlay there. Okay. Lock all these other layers so I stop clicking on them by accident. Once again, I'm not really set up for this. We're doing it live. Okay. We're gonna unlock that camera temporarily, move it so I'm in there. Okay. I think we should be good. Quick reminder, we are currently at 8 degrees of rotation. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. And we are doing rotational tip recognition. Whoops. Don't want to do... Let's just do single player, creative, shoulder test. Okay, let's create a new world, actually. More world options, world type, super flat, customize. How do you add a layer? It used to be you could add a layer. Water world. Use preset. Okay, done. Generate structures. Allow cheats on because we want creative mode. Difficulty peaceful. We don't need stuff spawning. Create new world. Okay. So, slash world, what is the slash fill? Tilde, tilde, tilde to 128 tilde -30 tilde air replace. Oh, actually, I think I just want air fill. Destroy. Okay. So, too big. Too many blocks in the specified area. Come on. Fine. Still, come on. Okay, so we're kind of emulating our trench here, like we had, or do have on the around the pinball machine. Does that make sense? Wait. Oh, -16. That's why it was taking so many. Because I was trying to... I thought I had tilde -16. Womp womp. Okay. Core concept here. We're going to need a block we can place anywhere. So let's grab a lily pad first, just to get us the ability to place... actually, wait. Okay. So this is going to kind of simulate what we had. 60. Okay. So this is kind of like what we've got, right? Now we are going to need observers. We're going to need slime blocks. We're going to need sticky pistons. And we're going to need redstone blocks. Okay. And we're going to need normal pistons. Okay. So, yeah, we should probably get some placeholder green glass blocks. And we're gonna need some obsidian. Actually, let's get smart about this. Whoops. That's fine. I think that should despawn. Okay. Commands are fun. Slash kill at E type equals what are sand? What type of entity is sand? Is it item? There we go. Next problem. Look at that. We're getting stuff done here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to try that flying machine number 1. Right? So we've got block of redstone. Well, we don't want a block of redstone there. We want glass. We want slime. We want to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we want to face... I think... Here, let's... Real quick. So the sticky piston needs to be facing back this way. Let's maybe remove that. Okay. So, slime there. And then I'm gonna have a normal piston again facing this way. Slime block. Redstone. You know, in theory, this one could be too wide, too. Like, I'm just thinking through this. Although, it might not be able to go that far down. Okay. So, let's try turning this on. Okay. Let's try turning this on again. Maybe we have too many blocks on this? Is that what? Too many blocks again, maybe? This is just a proof of concept. Update the piston. How do I do that? A note block or something? Just put a block next to the sticky piston. Okay. Beeble says, you know, every time I built a flying machine, I followed a plan, but watching this is inspiring me to go figure out how they actually work. Yeah, so this one's not, Yeah, so this part is worthless here. So the thing is that it is actually removing the water blocks. You see, these are no longer source blocks now, right? But what I can't figure out is how to get this to update properly. Right? So it's not auto-firing. What am I doing wrong? Do I need button? Somebody said use a button maybe to start it, and then the button will pop off on its own, whereas the other blocks don't. It's broke. The post should be the other way around. So in this particular design, we're in a creative world right now, if you haven't figured that out. Yeah, in this design, only 2 of the pistons are normal pistons, and one of the pistons is sticky. So... I mean, it's definitely replacing the source blocks with flow blocks. So that means if we had it wider... Here. Let's, you know, we had talked about, like, the wing design here. Although, I think we're gonna need to have... just to make sure that this isn't, doing anything stupid back here. Oops. This is maybe a very dumb way to do this. But since we're not starting it with air, kind of need to. Button. See, now it's working. Somebody said the flowing water might be messing it up. Okay, well that makes sense. So if we built it one higher above the flowing water. Yeah, so I think that the problem was the flowing water was breaking the buds. Yeah, Evil Ben, yes. So once we kind of got it in a sheltered starting spot, it could just run. But, okay. So now we have a proof of concept for number 1, which I'm assuming y'all can see still. I actually don't have OBS set up so I can look at it easily right now. Yeah, so that was design number 1. The simple flying machine. Okay. So, now let's try and build design number 2. And we need to have that high enough up that the observers are above the water line. So, this one is going to have... okay. It's got to come out here and build a frame for it. So I need to have a block of reds, or piston pointing from that side. Piston pointing from that side. Whoops. Come on. And then we need to go down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And as long as these aren't next to each other, I think we should be okay. They should be sticky pistons, are they not? Okay, now to place an observer facing up, I think I need to look... So... But wait, what are the observers going to observe changing if they're facing point up, right? If they're pointed straight down at the, they update when they move. Okay. So I need to, like, look up at that. It's probably easier if I do this way. Okay. Let's get the other one also similarly set up here. Okay. So now we can remove the glass helper blocks, but not the ones directly over the observers, because that will trigger them. Actually, wait, we can, because we haven't put the slimes in to fill that yet. Okay. So slime doesn't stick to obsidian, I think. Now, that's not going to work perfectly because, I mean, it is removing the blocks, but we didn't actually build it on the edge. I mean, that's not moving slowly, though. Here, let's break this. Okay. So one thing we had talked about was building a piston mechanism to push the whole thing over. So let's go ahead and break this. Oops, and that thing should be here shortly. Ideally, we want to push it twice before it activates. So maybe what we do is we temporarily set it up like this, right? And then we have the pushing blocks. Right, so okay. And then yeah, I know we can use slimes and stuff in the, okay. I'm realizing that because we're use double piston extenders, maybe. Yeah, I don't know how those work, but I can find out. So right now it's not working perfectly because we didn't start on the edge. This is a proof of concept. Yeah. Okay. So, here, let's kind of come back around like we had here. Okay. Oh, that was even better. One button that time. Oops. Okay. So now here's the real test, is will it actually work properly at removing the water Yeah, I think it's creating new source blocks on its way down is the problem. So it's still only sweeping... Okay, well, what if we send it back in the other direction? Does it matter which side the leading edge is on? Yes, it does. The leading edge needs to cut in. If the leading edge is the cutting edge, if the leading edge is offset. So the problem is, how do I do it? That means that it's only going to actually fully remove the water. Okay, so that means when I push it back this way, I only push it one, maybe? Yeah, hold on. Let's think this through. Building two leading edges does seem like a possibility, but it might be that on one direction I push it over twice, and the other direction I push it over once. Whoops, don't want sticky pistons anyway. Okay. So we push it over once now. Okay, so this time we're going to push it over twice. Okay. Nope, those are source blocks in there. Someone says, I think it's killing the source, it's just flowing water now. I'm not sure. Maybe. I guess we won't know until we get it over 8 blocks. Is that the problem there? Like maybe when we hit 8 blocks, it'll just all of a sudden look amazing? Put soul sand on the bottom. Good point. Maybe we want to do that further over here. Whoops. A lot of entities. Remember that kill entity items? Oh no, it's getting all the fish too. Okay. So yeah, it does look like... So we've got a bunch of non-source blocks here, but when we get to the end, it should be okay. So these two are source blocks. Okay, wait, so maybe we can go over twice in both directions. It just looked wrong. Okay. Guppy geyser noises, apparently. Great. Thanks, fish. Appreciate the memories. Okay. So let's try pushing it over 2 on this side. As well. Because maybe it was working fine before, we just couldn't tell without the bubbles. Okay. So... Oh, wait, nope, because there's source blocks there. Yeah. That's too many. Yeah, we need to go back 1. Okay. No, it's definitely clearing 2. So there's bubbles in front of it. Whoops. But not bubbles behind it. Okay. So... let's try this. Dang it. Okay. Oh, dang it. I forgot to put the, It's fine. I think I can... Well... whatever. That's why I need that rail in place. Okay, is it removing any bubbles? See, there's still bubbles behind. That is the thing. So it seems like... But wait, if we send it back this way, will there still be bubbles behind it? No. So it might need to do 2 passes either way for some reason. Yeah, I don't want to... Tito, I'm not trying to do a wide one. I'm trying to do a tall one. I want to do something different from Doc's build. Okay, so this time we're going to properly set these up. Okay. Move over 1. Whoops. What are we hitting? Okay. So right now, these ones are definitely not source blocks. So let's try sending this across. Oh! I know what it is! It's because we don't have an air trench on this side. We have an air trench in the real... Oh, come on. I'm so dumb sometimes. Okay. Oh, yeah, also, So there was the reason it wasn't working was because there was the extra air block, or there wasn't the air blocks like we would have in the real mechanism. So let's go ahead and we actually hit that there. Let's have that move the rest of the way. I thought I'd do daylight cycle off. Game rule, do daylight cycle false, time set day. Okay, so yeah, so the real one on the server that we're going to be working with is trenched, but I didn't remember to trench both sides on this. That was why we were having the weird, it was working in one direction but not the other thing. Okay, so now I should be able to push it 2 blocks. Whoops, actually wait, we still need that, don't we? Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope. I need to go back 1 because I overlooked the fact that I didn't actually clear that row properly. Womp womp. Okay. So once we get it fixed, we should be able to go the real 2 blocks. Okay. So now we can remove those, remove that. Okay, so we're going to remove these now. Yep, so that's why in this direction it completely removes all the bubbles properly. Okay. So now this time it's going to start in the trench properly. So we'll push it 2 blocks this time. And everything should be fully functional. Okay. That's fine. I don't know. It looks like we're still not cutting the... well, maybe we are. If I send it back, does that clear this? Maybe it's not just the trenching. Chris says it's reforming because there's a split second where there are adjacent water sources. Gotcha. Evil Ben says, I think it's reforming in the gap when the leading inner edge pushes forward. Yeah, that's possible. So that's definitely an argument for doing one that's a little bit wider but less tall. Okay. So, how do we do that? Yasat says that system means you can have one side simply sending it back and one side to shift it. True. Jew the Dragon says, I wonder if a honey and slime design could fix this. I don't have any honey is the only real problem with that. Is on Hermitcraft I have plenty of slime but no honey. And I could try and track some down, but I'm not sure how long that'll take. Because nobody has a shop where I can just pick it up. Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Sorry for not catching that until now. I was really engaged with this, Jupiter. Thank you, Jupiter, for tipping 20, who says, I'm learning way more about flying machines than I do from most tutorials. Really helps to see the process. Well, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get that on our abacus here. Do-do-do-do. And we are doing rotational camera tip recognition today, so let's go ahead and rotate that camera 20 more degrees angular. Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, boom. Bum 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 ba dum bum ba dum. Let's see, there was 8. We are almost at 28 degrees angular. Do 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 do. Okay. So thank you very much to Jupiter. If anybody else would like to tip, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah, Tango has bees, but I gotta catch him when he's online. I know he has I have diamonds. I just don't have any honey. And I don't think anyone has a honey shop, is my concern. Okay, so let's try this again. Where we push it over twice and we try to figure out exactly why it isn't working in both directions. Okay, so we've got... So these shouldn't be source blocks here. These look like they're flow blocks. Although maybe they are source blocks and that's something tricky. Yeah, so let's just push it over 1 then, this time. We'll send it back. Oops, sticky piston, we want normal piston. Okay, so it's... There's probably not a good way to rotate it. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. PayPal gives me a better cut, but it is appreciated nonetheless, because not everybody has PayPal. Okay. I mean, this thing is pretty fast, too. Hive Insider says it's possible to integrate multiple arms so it clears more at once. Yeah, that's the part of the Moses design, is how it's modular. Gith45 says, when the leading slime blade is facing the water sources, source blocks reform behind it when it extends. Okay. Sky9 says, are the lower blocks actually doing anything? Yeah, they absolutely are. If you look at the bubbles, the bubble column ends right here. So you can see that we are actually carving out a significant area. The problem is, because of the way the flow blocks work, until you actually get to like way far out, it's not going to show it. Well, I could advance it 2 on one end and 1 on the other, is what I'm thinking. So from this direction, we would send it back, having only pushed it once. So now you can see that these aren't source blocks here because we're properly slicing it. Ta-da! See, I'm feeling pretty good about that, right? This is a very good proof of concept. Okay, so once again, then on this side, I think we push it 2. And it should work. How did I fix it? I only pushed it 1 on that side that time. Whoops. Okay, now we're going to send it back across this way. So push it twice on this side. Push it once on the other. And it'll slice it up. Dang it. Messed it up. I've managed to avoid doing that so far, though, surprisingly. Okay. That'd be harder to accidentally do in survival, though, so I'm not too worried about that as a problem. Now we have it cut back across here. And each time it does, it'll slice and reset whatever. Simon says, will you be adding a couple of flag machines to push it at the edges? Probably. I could. Okay, I don't know what this person is doing, but it's clearly spamming, so... Done. Room 219B says, as long as you haven't moved a section too wide, it should get rid of the source blocks based off the geometry. Well, the thing is, I'm trying to see how, I want to show building a tall one, not a wide one, because it's visually distinct from the way that Doc did his. Right? So, that's part of the fun, is to do it differently. Will this make it all the way across the pinball machine? Yeah, that's the idea. So it's going to take me some time to run, but I can also have one of these starting on either side and working their way in. Right? So I can actually have one of these working from east to west. Oh, will those chunks be loaded? Dragon Magpie, will you be using so much obsidian in survival as well? No, I'd be using furnaces in survival. Those are just handy in this context. Talia says, are you going to do this as a tutorial aspect during your episode? Yeah, that's the plan, but I need to make sure I understand it before I can do a tutorial on it, right? I didn't want to just copy somebody else's design. I wanted to do something that was distinct. If you make one of the arms out of honey, you can move it one over and it'll be 100% efficient both ways. I don't have honey. People keep saying that, but I don't have that. Oh, that's fun watching the water decay. It's like a chart. Everybody loves charts, right? Okay. Couldn't you do what Doc did and use your cam account to load both sides and be able to run too? That is definitely an option. I think I have the credentials. I migrated my camera account over to a Microsoft account, but I'm not 100% sure if I've logged in since doing that. This is not going well. Hey, Talp the Scott! Welcome, Raiders! My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm trying to figure out how to build a ocean-sweeping flying machine for use in Minecraft. Sauce Fire, glad you could join us. What'd you get up to today, Talp? You're always playing all sorts of stuff. Oh yeah, I should actually /VIP Talp the Scott. You might have restricted ability to type. There you go. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move the thing over again. 1 block this time. So I can do 2 blocks heading one direction, 1 block heading the other. But it does then have this neat effect where as it slices through here, the 2 blocks we just cleared out go ahead and decay. Songs of Conquest. Ah, I'm not familiar with it. What kind of game is that? I like songs. Conquest feels a little bit, I don't know, imposing your will on others for my tastes, but I know sometimes people take artistic liberty naming their games. Okay, so this one we can move 2 over. Turn-based RTS. Oh, cool. So, kind of like Civilization. Is it a 4X game? So this is the side we move it 2 on, if I'm remembering. I'm still learning the mechanics, the fundamentals of this. Okay. Yeah. Dolphins, you're gonna have a bad time over here soon. 1 block this time. 1 block this time. Everybody clap your hands. Okay, I'm worried that this looks like... Okay, nope. That we did get rid of the source blocks. Good, good, good. Bit more like an RPG. It has heroes who lead the armies and you have gear. Oh, cool. Nice. Like Final Fantasy Tactics, maybe, type thing. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Telp. And thank you again for the raid. Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's see who that's from while we run the machine real quick. Fiona, thank you for tipping 6. That is going to get us another 6 degrees of rotation over here. So we went from 28 to 34. Do-do-do-do. Okay. So let me get this waterfall chart here. Okay, so this is working. So I'm gonna, now that I've got this going in creative mode as a proof of concept, the next step is gonna be to rebuild this with cheaper materials, not obsidian everywhere, in survival. Blump. Should have seen that coming. And we send it back on the return trip. Enjoy, dolphin. Okay. Bees Nation says, turn-based real-time strategy. How can it be turn-based and real-time? Yeah, that's why I was a little bit confused myself, but I think I get it now. No, the dolphin's fine, because worst case, he just goes down there. He's got, I mean, well, actually, worst case, he falls into the void. No, there's water at the bottom of that. Okay. I mean, in terms of conceptual proofs, okay, so let's think about this. So the machine is 114 wide, or sorry, not the machine. The water that we need to clear is 114 wide. So if each pass we get 3 blocks, we're gonna need 38 passes, which I guess means I need to push the thing over 76 times, which maybe is enough to justify. Are the bubbles necessary? The bubbles are to show the difference between source blocks and flowing water, right? Because people were asking me to prove that the slime blocks down here were actually doing anything, right? And so the fact that the bubbles stop there at the top of the source blocks. Does that make sense? Okay. It's like might and magic. Gotcha. I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, if I'm going to be moving this 78 or 76 times, having an additional one-time okay, so let's come back to this concept we had before. We had this very basic piston machine. The very simple flying machine. Wait, we need to have nope, did that wrong. We need to have this. Slime block. Okay. Followed by this with... Oh, wait. Well, that's too close. I've built this too close. I was gonna say, could I use... Well, maybe I haven't. Hold on. Okay. I was gonna see if I could... Because these... the one-way flying machines, since we're going to be pushing this thing continuously in one direction, having a one-way flying machine here is way more viable, right? So... let's think about how that would work. Is the push limit the limiting factor? Well, it shouldn't be though, because of like. So let's say that I wanted to push something like this with But wait, is that going to reset the piston? Yeah. There's probably a way to do this, is what I'm figuring. I just haven't figured it out yet. One more. Update order comes into play. The sweeper is over the push limit for flying machines because you have the observers and the piston to push as well. Gotcha. So I could push an activation platform with the flying machine and then still manually activate it. Maybe. Why can't that work? There we go. Boom, lever. Yeah, this is the milkshake machine. I've got a straw. Got 2 straws here. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. So I think before we worry too much about building the automated flying machine to push it in creative mode, we prove that we can do this. Invite a friend to use the same machine from the other side to have the time to do it. Honestly, I think I might be able to run back and forth quick enough to run more than one of these at once. Like, if I start on both sides, I think it'll have the time necessary. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not sure. And so, you know how I was talking about, like, people were like, y'all, or Joe, just invite one of the other hermits over for help, right? Just have somebody else build it. What I wanted to do is have something like this partially built. And then I show them, look, I've got a way to remove the water, but like having another hermit come and help me build the flying machine for the return pushing station is like more of a interesting challenge and opportunity for a collab, right? Than me just saying, hey, design the whole thing from scratch because I don't understand it. So, yeah. Sky9 says, maybe time for a break. You've been going a few hours now. Yeah, I feel like I am basically hitting my, yeah, it's been a couple hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes. We're at a good point where I feel like I've got my head wrapped around the fundamentals of the machine, the limitations as well. We've got some decent diagrams and sketches here. Yeah, Sky9 says, sounds like a Mumbo opportunity. Yeah, I've been looking for a good Mumbo pitch for a while. Because, like, Mumbo is always fun to work with, but our schedules don't really work well together, so it ends up being inconvenient for one or both of us to do much at the same time. So I try to only reach out to him if I've got, like, something that's, like, a really, like, a good fit, you know? Not just, like, hey, Mumbo, do you want to see my new shop type of stuff. Like, usually that sort of thing is more like, hey, whoever's online at the time. I'm not going to set my alarm to 4 a.m. to show off my new shop, but I will set my alarm to 4 a.m. to do something like this, you know? So, because, yeah. Mumbo's usually done recording for the day before I wake up. So, that's a... Yeah, Asuma, Mumbo, and Doc would all be a good fit. Yeah, I've been doing a lot with Doc lately with the perimeter stuff, though. And so, even though that makes sense, like, oh, invite Doc, like, he's already doing a lot of World Eater type stuff in his videos. And Mumbo had mentioned to Doc that he wanted to do something like that. So this could be a better fit for that. Because, like, Doc wouldn't be getting necessarily new concepts for his footage out of this. Does ZF do flying machine stuff? People are suggesting Zed. Zed's another one. Zed and Mumbo are two of the hardest people to collab with in terms of schedules. Does weird fun things. Okay. Zed has done some flying machine things. Okay. Hunter Colony says Zed does a bit of flying machine stuff, but a return station like this might be out of his reach. Maybe Asuma. Zed had a flying machine in his lab to harvest crops. Okay. Perfect redstone is done only with B-dubs, though. Flying machines are more Mumbo's thing. Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to Mumbo first. His schedule, like I said, is... Like, I might have to wait until my kid is done with school to do a good Mumbo collab. Because, like... There's a big difference between I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. and then record for 2 hours and then go back to sleep at 6 a.m. versus I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. and then as soon as I'm done recording, it's like, well, time to pack lunch and get my kid to school. So summer is going to be better for those sorts of weird time collabs. Zed is usually on around now streaming. Yeah, but he's not streaming Minecraft around now. Usually he's streaming other games, I think. So like that's still like he's not. At least he's awake, but like I don't want to mess with his streaming schedule too much. You know. School year is almost over. Yeah. So I'm gonna be try to have a summer of collabs. We'll see how that goes. Oh, he's been doing Hermitcraft streams lately? Oh, that's cool. I guess if he normally streams at this time on Wednesday off Hermitcraft, I wouldn't know that because I'm never on Hermitcraft on Wednesday morning. Because that's my Clio stream time. Hot collab summer. Yeah. Hopefully not too hot, because between the heat and the humidity, Tennessee could be rough. Okay, I saw we had at least one new Patreon patron. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to send out that next batch of invites this afternoon. So if you've been considering joining the Patreon, $5 a month gets you in the Discord community, where I've got another chat. I've got 3 chats open now: YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. Discord's the only one where you can post pictures. And there's a lot of longtime members of the community chatting over there. Kind of helps avoid the... it's a slower speed chat than the others. $10 a month gets you on the Minecraft servers. $20 a month gets you thanked for a hydration break spot, and I play a song that you request. And then there's some higher tiers too, but realistically, I know that most people aren't as likely to look at those, but that's okay. Jason says, Asuma wants to do more redstone tutorials this season in Hermitcraft. Got it. Aku Inu says, wait, packing lunches for school is a real active thing? Spoiled me with government-funded sponsored school lunches. Yeah, I pack lunch for my kids. Or my kid. Not plural. It was going to be possessive for my... I pack lunch for my kids' lunch. And then I was like, I don't need to say the word lunch twice. And then I'm like, well, now it sounds like I have more than one kid. Nope, no surprise children. But yeah. Okay, so I feel like... Kindler says the challenge is you need to move the return stations 4 blocks each pass, twice to move the flying machine, as it's too wide, and then twice more to be in the correct position for the machine's return. Yeah, that's the weird thing, is you need like a pulse doubler that needs to work mounted on the machine. So... in some ways, it might be easier to just build a 1-wide flying machine and push it 1 each time. So, is water removal top priority? It's the thing I'm most prepared to do right now. It's the reason most sweepers travel horizontal and go down is because then you only have to drop the machine 1 layer at a time. Yeah, that makes sense, but part of the fun is that we want to do something different, you know? So, let's go ahead. Oh boy, this has been a really fun stream, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and working through this logically. I hope that y'all learned a little bit too. Twitch.tv/directory/following. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and read Music Man? Looks like he's playing some Minecraft today. Let's make sure this tab is muted before I open that. He's doing randomly generated speedrun attempts. So we're gonna slash raid Music Man 1017. He's a really cool guy. I do collabs with him sometimes. I'm had on as a musical guest on some of my Patreon build contest streams before. So I hope you get over there, check him out. Say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills right here. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do-do-do-do.